question. Is Chuck a new character?
Oh.
Give me a break. Are we talking the TV show, Chuck? It took me a bit, okay? Haven't seen the show? Yes, he's gone. Is that one I should watch? What's happening? Thank you. Yes, Rob is gone. If you would have said Rob, it would have been a clear answer. Rob is gone. Some sweat beating down my forehead right now. Shouldn't have worn gray. Well, thanks for putting me on the spot. Yeah, it's okay. Now Rob will never talk to me again. Thought I made a friend. Next question.
Hi. I was wondering, because we talked earlier about how on set, like from season 1 to 8, like it was a bit different. So I was wondering if it was weird at all to be called back to the same show in a different capacity than what you were originally, like going from just a single-time guest star to guest star that had more pivotal role.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't think I was going to get it. I thought maybe they forgot that they cast me 7 years prior. But I approached the audition like I, approach any other audition. I prepared, and I was sort of on time, and I was excited. Like I was mentioning, they didn't really give you too much information about the character. They do that a lot of television shows. They'll say, possible recurring, will possibly come back. They don't want to give too much information. So when I booked the role, I was super excited to get back on the show, and then when I found out I was going to be recurring, it was even more exciting. Because I knew that Matt Pike in season 1 was just going to be one episode, then they'd move on. I kept joking when I was on set, like, what if I just hop in the trunk and just keep going with you guys? And the boys were like, yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome, man. I look back now, I was probably like such an annoying, 18-year-old freaking kid, but it was awesome. I got to do, a bunch more episodes, and I got to be more involved, and like I said, I got to be tortured, and I got to be part of this, mythology. It was really great. I was happy to come back. I was happy they cast me again. That was pretty cool. Thank you.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, buddy.
I was just wondering, so one of my favorite characters on the show is obviously Kevin, though, and yesterday night I was watching the first episode in season 8, and when you made that deal when you talked to Mrs. Tran saying, oh, if Kevin went with me, I keep on thinking though, do you think that if Kevin went with you, he'd still be alive at this point? Because I really miss him though, and I want him back so badly.
Are you crying too? It's okay if you are, by the way. I cry all the time. I would like to say, Macho Tyler would be like, yeah, you know what, if he stuck with me, he'd still be alive, he'd live forever. But then at the same time, I'm also the same guy who got stabbed in the heart by one of his best friends. So I would like to say yes, he would still be alive. Or maybe, here's a good story. Yeah, he'd probably get into some trouble, and I'd have to step in and sacrifice myself so Kevin can continue living. Thanks, buddy. I got you back, Kevin. Boss Rick.
Hi.
Hi.
So I need to know this for science. I'm actually doing research, and I was wondering what your favorite Queen song is and what you think your character's favorite Queen song would be.
Bohemian Rhapsody. And then Tyler's is probably Fat Bottom Girls. Maybe. For science. Hi.
You said earlier that you were a big fan of hockey. I was wondering if you played growing up in Canada?
Yes. I do not remember learning skating. It was just something that I've done. It's like second nature to me. I I grew up playing since I was 4 years old. I still play roller hockey quite often. There's a park in Vancouver called Queenie, and every Saturday a good group of guys goes out there and we have a couple goalies and we play for 4 or 5 hours, and it's definitely part of my life. I was also able to do 2 hockey movies in the last few years, which was pretty freaking cool. I got to play a Canadian icon named Don Cherry in a mini-series where I had to learn to play hockey left-handed, which, like, you know, when I say it out loud, it might not sound that difficult, but you got to think growing up playing right-handed for 18 years and then having to learn how to shoot left-handed, it was quite complicated. I had a month and a half. I did it. Like, I wasn't phenomenal left-handed, but it's definitely part of my life. Like, my dad grew up playing hockey. He introduced me to hockey at a young age. As I say these things, it's just so Canadian. But it is the truth. And yes, I love it, and I play it, and I still play, and I hope to play for years to come. It's like, it's more than just a sport. Like, I get out there, I overexert myself, which I don't usually get to do in a gym or another workout aspect. And I get to hang out with my buddies in the dressing room afterwards and shoot the shit and hang out. And, it's a camaraderie as well. Some of my best friends and relationships have been formed through hockey. And that's the truth.
Hello again. Hello again. Ooh. Sorry. I told you I can't hear out of this ear.
So yell louder.
Yeah. Woo! Anyway, I was just wondering if you had any upcoming projects you'd be able to tell us about, like anything that you're doing that you're excited about or anything like that.
Yes, I'm very excited about this new comedy I have coming out called Letterkenny. It's based in Canada, so I don't know if you guys are familiar at all with Trailer Park Boys. It's a similar type of comedy. It's unapologetic. It's about 3 factions in small town. Are you guys getting a lot of feedback? You guys are all right? Okay, cool. It's just my head blowing up. There's 3 factions. So there's hockey players, and then there's the Hicks, and then there's Skids, which I'm the leader of. Leader of the Skids. I'm a meth dealing, goth. So I wish I could somehow just like throw an image onto the screen, but there's pictures. I haven't tweeted or Instagrammed any of them yet, only because I'm not really allowed to. But I have this really long, black, greasy wig, and my eyes are blacked out, and my teeth look disgusting, and I'm selling meth, and I get in the way of these people's plans, and it's going to be, it's one of those things where you come home from set and you you take your wig off and whatever, you take your makeup off and you look in the mirror and you're like, what did I just do today? Like, there was a scene where I made out with the mirror because I'm trying to pump myself up. I'm like, you can do this, Stuart. I'm like, you can do this, Stuart. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I specifically requested for them not to clean the mirror. And that's a lie. I made sure it was freaking clean. So it's called Letterkenny. It'll be out on Comedy Network. It'll be on a Canadian Netflix type of a thing called Crave, and it will be sold to American networks. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, Tyler Johnston, I will be tweeting out pictures and stuff starting January. It'll be coming out January 1st. So Letterkenny. Actually, on YouTube, if you guys, in the meantime, there's YouTube videos called Letterkenny Problems. I'm not in them, but it's what the show's based off of. So Letterkenny.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I did ADR a few weeks ago, and I don't know. I don't know. Hi.
You mentioned earlier that you had the fear of bugs, so I was wondering how you prepared and handled the tarantulas and the cockroaches and those bees.
I was on set one day. It was at lunch, and the animal wrangler, or the insect wrangler, whatever you want to call him, brought me over to his white van. And he opened the door and kicked me in. Now, there was a bunch of insects in there and spiders and stuff, and he asked if I wanted to handle the tarantula that I would be handling in the scene. I said, sure. And he assured me that it wouldn't bite me, or at least it wasn't poison, or some sort of lie that he told me. Put the tarantula on my arm, and I remember it crawled all the way up on my arm. And I mentioned this before, actually, and I gotta find a freaking picture. I gotta just stop talking about it and find the picture. But the tarantula crawled up my arm, and onto my neck, and onto my head. And so, like, you don't want to react. He told me not to react, like, aggressively, because a tarantula is on my body. And it crawled up my neck, onto my head, and then he took a picture with the tarantula right here. And I have this smile that is so awkward. And I'm trying to maintain composure, you know? So it's just like... I'm so clearly devastated. So after the tarantula was crawling all over my face, it was much easier to handle it in my hand. Still didn't feel great. I still wasn't very comfortable. I'm still not very comfortable with spiders. But I guess I sort of overcame that fear a little bit. And then, of course, later that episode, they put us in an attic with 50,000 live bees that all gravitated towards the light anyway, that they couldn't use in the shot. And they had to CGI it all in later, and so on and so forth. I don't like them. I let them have their space, but I don't like. I wouldn't like, if I saw a spider, I wouldn't just stomp on it, you know. But I would like go the other way, especially with a tarantula. So I'm still fearful, is what I'm saying. Thanks. I'll post the picture. I will.
Hi. Has anybody told you that you look like Tom Cruise, like a young Tom Cruise?
I've heard that a couple of times, yeah.
My actual question, though, is if you could play another character on Supernatural, who would it be and why?
Like an actual one happening?
Yeah, like same name, Cass Crowley.
I say Crowley. Oh my god.
I mean, probably Crowley.
Wow. Every time.
Then I could dress sharply. I could be an asshole all day long. And I wouldn't have to apologize for anything. And he's evil. Evil's always fun, man. It's like when you have like a smiling evil guy, it's the worst. Because it's very easy to be the evil guy who never smiles and hates everything, but he's very, he's very good. He's very creepy. So probably Crowley. Because Sam and Dean, I mean, I would love to be Sam and Dean. You know, let's be real. I would love to be 6'100" and like super handsome and chiseled and stuff like that. But Crowley, I think, more appropriate. Hi.
I want to know how you feel about the new hockey overtime rules with the 3-on-3 hockey.
I love that you asked that. And I love them. I think it's exciting. I think it's there's less guys on the ice, more space, and I think the goals will definitely be direct generated a lot quicker. So I freaking love it, and I love that you asked that. We're now best friends.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Laura. So I noticed that you did an episode of Smallville, and also so did Jensen. Awesome show. So I just want to know if you guys like talk on set at all about your days on Smallville, or if not, what was your favorite like on set moment on either show?
Jensen and I did not talk about Smallville, but that was a lot of fun to be on too. My character was the Shadow Killer, so like I'm this guy in like kind of a nerdy sweater and nerdy shirt and stuff. I'm unsuspecting guy who like hides in the shadows and kills people, which was very cool. And I was hoping that they would kind of recur that. It didn't happen. But it was a lot of fun to be on the set. It was a lot of fun. You know, it was cool to meet Tom Welling in another situation where, like, you see these men on TV, and they're obviously big, strong, handsome dudes, and then you see them in person, and they're, like, even bigger, stronger, and more handsome. So that was a lot of fun. Meeting the cast is always fun for me when you watch TV for years, and then you finally get to be a part of a show, and realize that they're just people. They're cool, down-to-earth people. That just happened to be Superman. you.
Hey, back.
We met before.
I know. I think I recognize you. So basically, earlier, like when I sat down, I was thinking, it's like, I had like an idea, like this is an idea for Supernatural that I like wanted to pitch for a long time due to the fact that I really want to be on that show. Given the fact that we've never known who Kevin's father is on the show, and for just an excuse to bring Kevin and Mrs. Tran back on the show, how would you feel about the fact that they explored Kevin having a father and me playing, I don't know, like, how would you accept me?
Okay, so are you pitching me your story idea? Okay, just so you know, I have no say in the matter. But as far as making your idea come true, I would back it 100%. I think you and Kevin would be great brothers. What would your name be?
I have not, I mean, I don't know,
If we're talking about it, let's talk about it.
Trying to think.
It's interesting being asked questions and having to answer on the spot.
How does Jim sound? How does Jim sound?
Jim?
Jim, yeah.
Kevin and Jim. Sounds good to me. Cool. I'll talk to the writers when I go backstage because they're all hanging out waiting for my input. He's fun.
Hi.
Hey.
When you worked at the Wiener Hut, did you get to keep the hat or any of the outfit?
Unfortunately, I did not get to keep that.
Aww.
Or the outfit. You know, I didn't appreciate the outfit then as much as I appreciate it now. And it's a great question. There was a moment when I was on set in my white and red striped outfit with wieners on my chest and on my forehead. And I went outside for like, you know, it was in between takes. I went outside and in Vancouver, my hometown. It was a beautiful sunny day. I remember this. There was a couple cute girls who walked by. You know, like I was on set, so I was like kind of feeling myself or whatever, you know. And I was like, so like they walked by and I just like gave them like a smile and they kind of laughed, you know. And they kept walking and I thought like maybe it was like a positive interaction, but I realized they were definitely laughing at me. And maybe that's part of the reason I didn't request to keep my hat or my suit. But now I've seen some people cosplaying in it, and they look great. It's usually girls who have customized it for like the symmetrical like striped tops and you know, like a cute skirt and a cute hat and stuff like that. They get to customize it to their own liking, where I just had to rock it. Thank you.
You said you were a Game of Thrones fan. Who are you rooting for to take the Iron Throne in the end?
Oh, well, I think so. I mean, here's the deal. Like, I'm this current season of 4 episodes in, so I'm not up to date. But I want Jon Snow. So like, I'm so tentative to say anything else because I know reactions will sort of create spoilers for me, and I witnessed a spoiler online when. See, I didn't want to say it out loud in case not everyone's at that point. Just when someone spoiled that for me, and it pissed me off. Like, well, I don't understand why people feel compelled to go to the internet and post spoilers. You know, it's like, you've seen the show. I'm happy for you. You've seen the show. It's awesome. Let's talk about it later. You know, because maybe I can PVR it, or maybe I plan on watching it next Tuesday with my buddy, when we have a Game of Thrones night or something like that. So I just don't spoil things for me. But I was happy to see that guy go, I can tell you that much. He deserved to die. He was phenomenal, that kid, wasn't he? I know he's not a kid, but he was really, really great. So, Jon Snow, baby.
Oh,
Right?
Joffrey. Oh.
Who do you want to win?
I think Daenerys.
Yes. So is the guy going to finish the books? Like, what's going to happen in this story?
Are we gonna get
Closure?
Nope.
No, you're absolutely right, though. I should just shut up.
Yeah, my battery's okay.
He asked too many
17%.
questions.
I'll finish this though.
Okay. You are so serious right now. And I appreciate it because you're absolutely right.
What is happening?
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your question.
Oh dear.
Oh, there you go.
Do you have any like weird, funny stories about run-ins with fans?
I have one, again, the Don Cherry thing that I was telling you guys about. Like, he was a Canadian icon, so anyone who's played hockey in Canada knows Don Cherry. I'm sure a lot of Americans who play or know any hockey know Don Cherry as well. So he's very famous, and it was so freaking cool to get to play him. I was at a wedding in Saskatoon, which is sort of the middle of Canada, and again, the name sounds so Canadian. I was having some drinks. It was one of my good buddies from like years ago. He's getting married to this lovely girl, and so we drove out from Vancouver to Saskatoon. It was like a 20-hour drive. We get there, and I'm having some drinks, some legal drinking age, and enjoying my night, within reason. And a young kid came up to me, and he goes, "Hey," he's like, "you look a lot like the guy who played Don Cherry. Are you Don Cherry?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, that's me." And he's like, "Oh, it's so cool." And he was like telling me scenes and lines that I don't even remember saying. And we started talking for a bit. He's like, "Hey, can I come back later and take a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, let's just do it sooner than later, because at some point here, this alcohol will take effect, and then now we'll be taking a photo with someone who will surely post it and tell his friends about it. And the last thing I want to do is be drunken Don Cherry." So that was definitely one of those moments where I'm like, I would love to take a picture, let's talk about it, but let's just do it sooner than later. Let's not have a 1:32 a.m. Instagram post. That was a fun little run. Hi. Cool hat.
So I was wondering, since you said before that you got literally stabbed in the heart and died, what do you think is the most sad death apart from your own?
I mean, in general? Or just like... I mean, that was pretty brutal, man. Like, the fact, like, they just saved him. They just saved him. And then his friend stabbed him in his heart. I remember the look. I watched, of course, the episode, and people have tweeted the moment when it's like, when it hits him, and it's just like, it's really freaking ruthless. And then Misha holds me, and it was just like, man, that was really freaking sad. Other than that, like, I can't think of much worse things than one of your best buddies stabbing you in the heart. That's about it. Unless it was like my little sister, if my little sister like came on stage right now and dealt with me on stage in front of all of you, that would be pretty sad too. You should call her later. So I'm gonna say my own death. I'm gonna say Samantha's death because it's devastating. And people still come up to me and say they cried during the scene, and I'm like, yeah, but it's awesome you cried. I was like, oh. I mean it. So. Thanks. Sort of answered your question. 5.
Hey.
Hi.
Sorry you got stabbed in the heart.
Thank you.
So, Jared and Jensen are known for being pranksters on set.
Oh, boy.
There's a great story from James Marsters, who played Spike on Buffy, that during one of his, thank you, during one of his close-ups, Jared's messing with his dangly bits while he's got a very serious monologue. So,
what are dangly bits?
They're boy in line anyway.
Is it an American expression? Does it translate?
Twig and berries.
Twig and berries.
Thank you. So, what I would like to know is if the boys did anything to you on set that we need to know about.
With my twig and berries? There's no twig and berry action. There was no what do you say, dangles?
Dangly bits.
Dangly bits. They left my dangly bits alone, thankfully. To be honest with you, the scene in which I was with them, I was being tortured. So like I mentioned earlier, they really did strap me into this chair. And I had this crown on my head, which the prop guy did a fantastic job, but the 2 points were on both of my temples. So it sat like that all day long on my temples while I'm strapped in, so I can't adjust it myself. I had blood all over my face. I was screaming all day. So I wish I had a phenomenal story for you, but I think the gentlemen took it easy on me because they realized how much discomfort I was already in. Although I do remember them, because there's a big fight when they come to rescue me, and I do remember Jared faking an injury just to freak out the stunt guys. So it wasn't a prank on me, but I was like probably something like this. And I heard Jared moan in pain. And he, of course, was joking, scared the shit out of the stunt guy, and the producer, and the director, and everyone else involved. But he was fine. I mean, you gotta have fun. If you're on set all day, every day, for 11 years in a row, you gotta be having some fun with it. And they make sure to keep things light and fun, that's for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
So you've already gotten to play one hockey idol. If you could pick another hockey idol of your own to portray in a film or a show, who would you choose?
It's a great question. The cool thing about Don Cherry, too, was that it was a different era. You know, I played him in the 50s, so I had these awful skates on that were leather and had no ankle support. So what they did was they put regular skates on me through all the rehearsal process, and then when we got to set,